I think we should do questions, yes.
I think we should as well. So buckle up. We're going to help some people out. First question. Those of you who pass but still live openly as trans, how do you deal with continuously coming out? I want to live openly and represent my community, but every time I meet someone new, I'm full of insecurity and fear about how they will react when they find out. Does anyone else have this?
That's a question, because that is assuming that I pass, which I think I do, but like that's the thing, is I feel like you never really quite know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I pass, but that's mostly based on the way I'm generally treated by society.
Yeah.
But also I live in California, and before that I lived in Washington, which are two places which are notoriously respectful towards transgender people. So like I don't know that I pass so much as I'm in a place where that's never going to be brought up so much. Yeah. So like I don't know. I feel like I do. But like, I mean, I guess the answer that I have, if you're asking me personally, is I just don't even think about that, and I don't care. Like it's like part of being open is just being open, and like it's just you just don't worry about it. Like it's like I feel like the normalization of it is the best thing that you can do to help do it, and the best way, in my opinion, to normalize it is to just not make a big deal of it. If you feel like you have to constantly come out, I don't think that that's really a thing, but like maybe it is, and maybe certainly people feel that way. But what that tells me is that if you feel like you're constantly coming out and you're anxious about it, then well, maybe you aren't ready to do it in that manner, and maybe. But then at the same time,
you're convincing yourself out of your answer.
Well, like what's gonna make it more comfortable is doing it over and over and over and over again. Like, and that's the thing, is like when I first came out, the first person I came out to, I was terrified, and like it was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life, and I was absolutely mortified, and I blundered it and I blubbered it, and I was sniveling and crying, and then like the more I did it, like it got easier every time after that. Now it's just like, I'm trans, and it's just like it's not a thing at all. But like I've had 4.5 years, to practice that, I guess. But like at the same time, it's like I'm not going out, and it doesn't come up all the time.
I would say, for something like this, where you talk about how it's insecurity and fear, like the one thing we always say is like you have to do what you feel comfortable doing. You are not obligated to be a vocal activist. You're not obligated to be the person who's like out and trans. If you can pass and something, if you don't feel comfortable with it, if you're insecure about it, don't push yourself to do something that way just because you feel you have to. You owe a responsibility to yourself to live your best life. Now, honestly, if I'm going to be 100% honest, I don't think I pass. I think I'm fairly easily clocked in public, but I also kind of look like I have the demeanor of someone who's gonna pull out a knife or throw fists at any moment. So most people, and I also don't pay attention to people. Like I don't notice people, all these trans people, especially here in the Southeast, are like, I go to a grocery store and people are staring at me. Like I've never noticed anyone staring at me, but I also don't give a shit and don't really pay attention to what other people are doing. I have noticed like people who are clearly queer have like give me the nod or the smile or the hey, I see you there, and that makes me feel good, especially like last time I went down south. I was at a truck stop in South Carolina, and someone saw me and like gave me that, and I was like, yeah, baby, we're here. I'm not going anywhere. So, how do I deal? I also don't constantly come out. I don't lead with that. I am who I am. If someone asks, I do say that. I have it. I have my pronouns in my email at work. If someone doesn't like me, if I make someone else uncomfortable, that's on them. I'm just living my life. I'm just existing. But I probably, obviously you're talking about you pass and you have to come out. I don't think that I have to come out. I think most people put that together that I'm trans. I mean, I'm like 6'3". I was testosteroned up for 47 years. That doesn't go away just because I've been on estrogen for 5 years. So don't feel like you owe the community or that you have to come out to everyone or that you have to put yourself in unsafe or uncomfortable positions because you feel it's important. You have to do what you feel is best for you. And if you feel like coming out would put you in danger or make you feel insecure, or you do say fear, so you don't have to do that.
You don't have to do it. Yeah. That's how. Don't. We can just file this down into like a real simple answer here, like a diagram, the on off. Like, what are those called? Are you talking
about the train?
The schematic. The schematic.
Oh yeah, schematic. Yeah.
If it makes you uncomfortable to the point that you don't want to do it, don't do it. And if you feel obligated, like you want to do it despite the fact that you makes it uncomfortable, then do it. Yeah. And that's all there is to it. Then just pony up and do the deed. Suffer the slings and arrows of humanity. It's like, take it in the chest. And that's it. Do or do not. There is no try. To quote our good friend Yoda.
Yeah, it's just if you use the word fear, that's why I just keep it. If you feel fear, if you feel like it's an unsafe situation, you're not obligated to do that.
You're not obligated.
You could do. When it comes to fighting for trans rights, there's something everyone can do. It's not always going in front of Congress and speaking, or going and being in the front line at a riot or a rally. Like, you have to do what your skills are, what you're good at, and what you feel comfortable doing,
what you're capable of. And I think a lot of people feel like they have to do something extreme because of the extreme nature of the reaction to it in this country by a very loud minority. But like, the best thing you can do to normalize it is to just not give it that energy. If it's benign, it's benign, and then it's a non-issue, which is where we ultimately all want it to get. I think I don't see any point in adding fanning a flame. I just want to be able to walk out and go to the grocery store and pick up apples and not have to answer stupid questions.
The trans agenda is literally, could you just leave us alone and let us just let us be
people. Yeah, that's really it. And for the most part, that's what I get to do, and maybe that's lucky because I look the way I do, or carry, or whatever that is, and maybe that's a privilege that I have that not everyone has. But for me, it's just I definitely feel like unsafe in certain scenarios for sure. But I don't think that's anything you can escape as a human. But it's definitely amplified by being trans.
Yeah, I'm too unaware to feel fear in certain situations. I think I'm always reminded this one time. Yeah, I was driving to California with a trans friend, and I was on my own. It was after the divorce, and I was like, I'm just going to take a month off of work. I had all this time built up. I'm going to drive you to LA, and then I'm going to drive, the rest of the way. And the only thing she asked, because I had only been on hormones for 3 or 4 months, she politely asked, she's like, you just not go femme. And I was still in a place where I had been on hormones for 4 months. I was like, for safety's sake, I have no problem doing that. Drove down there. But I have a pair of rainbow-colored sunglasses with purple lenses that I wear. And the thing about them is when you put them on, the purple kind of shades the whole world, but then your eyes adjust and everything's just, you don't realize everything's purple tinted. And so we stop at a gas station in New Mexico or Arizona, and I fill up with gas, and I'm like, I'm going to run in. She didn't get out of the car when we stopped for gas or anything. I was like, I'm going to go get snacks. Got a snack order, went in there. And this guy, I have these tattoos. This guy comes up and he's just like, I like your tattoos. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then he lifts up his shirt to show me his tattoo. And it's like an old rebel dude wrapped in a Confederate flag. And I didn't think anything of it. And then a couple years later, I was like, oh shit, that guy was probably trying to intimidate me or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So you can't intimidate me because I don't care what you think or what you think you can do, and I'm maybe I'm too stupid to be scared. Yeah. So it makes me the perfect traveling companion.
You got the snacks and the gas, and here you are today.
Here I am. I'm still here. Still have the sunglasses, and now I have huge tits. So who's the winner? You still have a Confederate flag tattoo, motherfucker.
Yep, you suck, bro. You still
probably
suck.
Still live in New Mexico. one thing we always say, also, most of these people are cowards. This guy's not going to do anything to me in a gas station. He is just, if anything, and again, I don't know. It's not like he followed me out or did anything. He was just showing me his Confederate tattoo. Maybe he was just really proud of that tattoo and wanted to show it to the yeah. And but at the end of the day, like, he's not going to do. What's he going to do in a gas station? Fucking nothing. It's like a truck stop. There are like truckers everywhere. Everyone's getting snacks and buying like gas station hot dogs. Yeah, there's cameras everywhere. What the fuck? You know, so I don't pay no one no mind. If you want to come get me, I'm not hiding. You know, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
But I do not expect anyone else to say that or believe that. You have to be on your own journey and find your comfort zone. And if you don't feel safe doing it, don't do it.